Tonight on the King Joe Sports Show, the Washington Mystics just showed the WNBA something the Fever no longer have, and trust me, you'll want to hear this.
Oh, we've been waiting on this for a minute, man. It is going crazy out here. Welcome to the King Joe Sports Show. The Mystics just pulled off something special, and I'm telling you, they've got what the Fever used to have. Tonight, we're breaking it down. The energy, the roster, the culture shift, and what it says about both franchises. Buckle up, because this one is deeper than just a box score. It's your boy, King Joe. Hit the like, hit the subscribe if you have not. Thank you so much for your time. Let's get it. 88-84. Sonya Citron, 21 points. Kiki Irifan, if I can talk tonight. Kiki Irifan, 18 points, 12 rebounds. Shug Sutton, 13 points. Aaliyah Boston, 20 points, 9 rebounds. Cassie Mitchell, 9 assists in a game. Well, we thought the Fever should have blown these ladies out. That's what we thought. We definitely thought they should have blown these ladies out. But here we are. Let's go. Welcome to the King Joe Sports Show, man. Final score 88-84. Mystics rallied with the 22-7 second half run. Sonya Citron, 21 points. Kiki Irifan, 18-12. Shug Sutton, 13 points. Fever, like we read just a second ago. It's been crazy out in these streets. What's going on, everybody? What's good, everybody? It's your boy, King Joe. And Fever leaders, Aaliyah Boston, 29. Cassie Mitchell, 14-9. The youngest team in the league, the Mystics, beats one of the older teams. The Mystics got it. Well, KD, what are you saying? What are you talking about? What are you talking about? You know, the Mystics have it. And I've heard people talk all day and say how this is the game the Fever should have won. This is the game that the Fever should have dominated. And I'm looking at y'all like, nah, I don't know what y'all talking about. And I'm remiss, and I have to go back to something. August, what's up? Get up, my dollar, what's up? And get up, my dollar, what's up? What's up, Mark? How you doing? I gotta go back to something that Angel Reese said, and we were being poking fun at Angel Reese, and I came back and I shot to get something Angel Reese said. Angel Reese said after they won the game, they said, hey, they had just beat the Minnesota Lynx, and she said, yes, we had the best core, the best young core in basketball. And I was like, yo, that she lost her mind. Like she's literally lost her. She lost her scribbles. What is she talking about? They have the best young cores. No way. No way they have the best core. And I was like, hey, you know, they might be like number 3 or 4. And they might be number 3 or 4. It might be the number 3 or 4 basketball, young core basketball team in the WNBA. Right? And I brought up and I said, yo, the best young core has to be the Indiana Fever. I said, after that, then I probably look at Washington, the Washington Mystics. And what I saw was, yes, the Washington Mystics are officially the youngest team in the league. ESPN reported that the Mystics averaged 24.8 years, ranking them as the youngest team in the WNBA. In more detail, Net Hoops preview noted that at training camp, the Mystics had the youngest and least experienced roster with an average of 20.8. Then they traded away Slim. The Washington Post also emphasized the youth factor, citing that the team averaged, around 25.3, including the 9 rookies, reinforcing their status as the league's youngest. So yes, the Washington Mystics is the youngest team in the league. All right? But we asked, were they the best young core in basketball? And you go, no, that actually would be the Indiana Fever. I don't know what Angel was talking about when she said it was her. And then the Indiana Fever. But then you look at this situation that you saw tonight, and I went and looked and I said, oh snap. Indiana is no longer, and they kind of made a quick reference to it on the broadcast tonight. On Ion. I hadn't done my Ion in a minute. On Ion. Do we still got that? Ion. Okay. Yeah, we don't have it. Ion. We don't have our effects. Ion. We don't have our effects. Okay, cool. I ain't got it. On Ion, right? But one of the youngest teams is the Washington Mystics. Well, if you look at the other side, it used to be one of the youngest teams last year. Were who? None other than the Indiana Fever. All right? So, Indiana Fever used to be one of the youngest teams. And despite being hyped for the young stars like Caitlin Clark and Aaliyah Boston, the Fever's overall roster at the current moment is among the oldest teams in the WNBA at 27.5 years. That's about 3 years older than the Mystics. And y'all like, King, what does this have to do with the thing? Why are you breaking this up? Why is this important? Why are you talking about this? Why is this something that you legitimately have? Why are you letting us know this? Why? Because during the off season, the Indiana Fever went all in veteran signings. They signed 37-year-old Dewana Bonner. They signed 33-year-old Natasha Howard. They signed 29-year-old Sophie Cunningham. And they went from one of the youngest teams to now they're one of the oldest teams. $27.5 compared to 24.8. And we say, well, what happened? What happened? And it kind of goes back to something I said last night during our late night show. What legitimately happened was the organization in the front office of the Indiana Fever pivoted from growing and building a young team, and they pivoted to making this a veteran team. They went all in and they pivoted from, okay, we're building a dynasty, and they pivoted to now we got to win right now. And what's happening, what showed tonight, is the Mystics are what the Fever used to be, which is young, hungry, and building for the future. Now, everybody else will say, oh, the Fever is so much better, they should have won, it's on Stephanie White. And it is. No disagreement. But what they're doing is dealing with the here and now. No. We got to get to what the real issue is. The foundation of what the problem is. And the foundation of the problem of the Fever is the front office changed and pivoted and went to, hey, we got to win right now. And what's And what's egregious about that, with Kelly Krauskopf, the president, Amber Cox, the chief operating officer and general manager, and Lynn Dunn, we got to throw Lynn Dunn, the previous general manager, is not senior advisor to the organization. They decided, hey, we got Kelsey Mitchell, Aaliyah Boston, Caitlin Clark. We got to put a champion now, right now. So they went out and they got a coach in Stephanie White. Because this all comes together. Like, this is just started. This is something that we've been calling for the beginning of the season. They went and got a coach for Stephanie White, whose motto is veteran leadership helps win championships. Who wants to coach veteran players who has struggled coaching young players. Now we're sitting here and we're watching the game and we're seeing how Indiana Fever went old. And what they're lacking now. What's up, get up, my darling? What's going on? What they're lacking now is youth, exuberance, energy, pace, and speed, and a different hunger. So when we look and we see the overall condition of what happened tonight with Indiana and Washington Mystics, and you take away Caitlin Clark, I know that's a big takeaway. If you take away Caitlin Clark right now, which they've done, what you've done majority of the season, what you have is an old team that represents the old guard of the WNBA. That's what you have. That's what you have. You now have an old team that represents the old guard in the WNBA. And what happened tonight was the Washington Mystics, who is surely supplanted in their ideology of building with a youth movement, have something that we used to have. And that's a young core, a young duo that we can build around. Which is not just having that, but having the attitude and having the structure and having the game plan to build young and build up that way. Now Indiana is an old team with young pieces. With an old coach, with an old mindset. In the offseason, the Fever loaded up on veterans. DeWanna Bonner, who quit on the team. Natasha Howard, who was as consistent as Sonic the Hedgehog running. And Sophie Cunningham, who's shown that she can be a leader, but has issues guarding these younger wing players. She's pesty. But you treated that and you swung the age up 3 years, making them one of the oldest rosters within one calendar year in 2025. Then if you bring in Stephanie White as the head coach, oh God, you might as well sign up for AARP for the for the Indiana Fever. They lost focus around building around their youth, and they felt like, hey, we've arrived, and this is the window to get our championship. Now what you're seeing is the results of a seed starting to sprout that was planted at the end of the season last year. Last year, 2024, youngest, hungriest, best young core. This year, 2025, oldest, win now mode. Meanwhile, the Mystics did the opposite. The Mystics had Slim, an older veteran, all-star guard wing, and they traded them to get more draft picks. Now, if I'm not mistaken, they got like 3 or 4 draft picks in the first round this year to get younger. Because they are doing something that the Indiana Fever organization has decided not to do. And that's to trust the young foundation. Washington Mystics is building their team around none other than Citron and Kiki Irvin. And they said, hey, they don't even care if they make the playoffs this year. They're trying, they're gonna play. I think Washington really has really kind of just thrown in the towel and be like, hey man, it don't even matter. If we make it cool, we got our draft picks either way. But they built their team around the youthfulness of their young stars. While we're sitting up here and we built our team around these veterans. But Caitlin's hurt. That's what they built their team around the young stars. The Indiana Fever have, in turn, built their team. I told y'all last night, y'all got bad. Some of y'all look like, y'all gasped when I said it. The Indiana Fever built this team tonight that you saw around Kelsey Mitchell, who's 29. The highest paid player in the WNBA. Now, listen, this is not to put down my girl Kelsey. I love Kelsey. I think Kelsey's phenomenal. At times. Sometimes. Every now and then. Often. Well, sometimes often. Sporadically. But this is the problem. The problem is this team is not built. I'm going to be honest. This team is not built to have a dynasty right now. You know why? Because that's not the mentality of the front office. If you look at all the younger teams, Dallas, building towards the future. Just the younger team, the Valkyries, building towards the future. Of course, you got the trash teams like Connecticut, who might beat us Sunday. Chicago, who's, Tyler Marsh is out. Once the buzzer sounds of the last game, they fire Tyler Marsh. Next day, he'll be fired. What we're seeing now is the result of a game plan of an organization that changed their footing and got in their head, from Kelly Krosnoff to Amber Cox to Lynn Dunn and Stephanie White, that this year's the year. They fell for the okie though that the media was trying to portray and say, hey, Caitlin Clark, they went from not making the playoffs and forever to, because of Caitlin Clark making the playoffs, now they gonna be they're gonna be championship contenders. It really was a ploy to put unneeded and out-earth pressure on Caitlin. Really, it was a ploy to put the goalpost so far back, or put the goal so high that it was impossible for her to reach. Gee, where you get this? The pace is slow now. They want to run. Y'all know what I'm about to say. They want to run the Miyagi-Do offense. It pings from side to side. Such a slow motion offense that pings and reads and reacts. That's the coach you brought in. A defensive-minded coach that has the opposite mentality of your real star players. Caitlin Clark legitimately got on Sue Bird's podcast, and she said, hey, this is the style of ball I want to play, and I'm used to. This is the style I want to play, and that I'm used to. And if you didn't see that interview, you ought to be, like when you saw the interview, Caitlin, I told y'all last night, Caitlin was very honest in the interview. She said, hey man, when Lisa Button was my coach, when Lisa Button was my coach, we was out here getting it in. I know all the Clark's supporters have showed the video clip. But if you haven't seen it, go split. This is what I'm talking about. This is the one I'm referring to here. Play this clip.
Went to college, like it was very similar. Like all I would attack, like we're known to have like 5 shooters on the floor at all time. Like we played with really good floor spacing, and at Iowa it was the same way. Like 4 people were on the floor that could shoot at the same time. Then obviously we usually played with a true post, but they rarely missed too. Like Mon never missed. Like Hannah Stolke was tremendous when I was there too, and even our backup post players. Like I always think about like how Coach Bluter like ran practices and things, and like I'm very fortunate looking back and like now going to like watch other colleges practices and things like that. Like she really like was so intentional about like making sure everyone was on the same page and like knew what they were doing and knew their role in a way. Like when I talk to people about it, I like joke like she brainwashed people, not like actually, but like
no,
you
part
like
of it is a
we're
little
like
bit of it.
like even now at the professional level, I'm like how do people not know like where to move? Like it blows my mind still. Like, but I think it just makes me like really appreciative of like what Coach Bluter was able to do when we were at Iowa. Like she was so smart. She was able to like construct a team and make sure everyone always knew what they were going to do, whether you were the smartest basketball player on the team or you weren't. At the college, like it was very similar. Like
and that's Caitlin saying like that's what she played with. She's used to playing with this way. 4 shooters on the floor, spreading the floor out. We play like this from high school. That's what I'm trying to tell y'all. She said I played like this from high school. And y'all see the video of Caitlin going off in high school. She said I played like this in high school. I played like this in college. This is the way I'm used to playing. This is the way I'm used to playing. All right? This is what she's saying. This is the way I'm used to playing. Spread the floor, run the floor. This is how we played in Iowa. And this is what Cobra K. Y'all laughed at me when I said Cobra K. But this is the way Cobra K used to play. But now they want to run Miyagi though. Now they want to run Miyagi though. Go side to side. Slow it down. Slow it down. But this is what we have here. The game has changed, ladies and gentlemen. Keep trying to tell y'all that. It ain't the same anymore. These girls get up and down the court and they can play. They can shoot. They can shoot the three. They can run the court. The Fever organization abandoned the young core identity. Last year, the Fever was a young core team. They had Clark, Boston, even Alyssa Smith, Hall, Grace Berger. They had what everyone agreed was the future of the league. Now we just said, hey, y'all need to probably get rid of Alyssa Smith. Bring in another young player, athletic player, kind of like KK. He said, hey, we all need to go get, get another young point guard back up for Caitlin. We'll take Ari. We need to get some athleticism down low, some size and athleticism down low, somebody tough and a leader. You know what they went and got? They went and got DeWanna Bonner, Natasha Howard, and Sophie. And Sid Colson. And we forgot about Bree Turner. Oh, Lord, we forgot about Bree Turner. And Bree Turner. Think about listen now, listen to the five. Listen to what they got. They got Natasha Howard, DeWanna Bonner, Sophie Cunningham, Sid Colson, and Bree Turner. That's right, get up my daughter. They didn't. Then they go up to Lucy. The Stuffs are having a great year this year. Like, they didn't go after other. Those are the five that they decided, hey, this is who we need to get. And Amber Cox, Kristoff, Stephanie White sat in the office, Lynn Dunn sat and said, these are the players these are the players that I need. 37, 33, 28. How old is Sid? She's in that tail end of her career also. Now you're seeing the result. I think she's 37 too. You got. She wasn't trying to put anyone down. Now I want you to listen to listen to Caitlyn. This is what Caitlyn. See, y'all gotta remember. I'm telling y'all, Caitlyn is trying to send y'all signals right now. Hey, I'm saying she's legitimately sending y'all signals. We got to do. I want to show you this. This is what they did. You guys are upset about a loss, and I'm telling y'all, hey, it's bigger than this one loss. Because what's gonna happen is on Sunday they're gonna win, right? And everybody's gonna go back to, oh, remember they won the 5 games a couple of weeks ago? And everybody else was like, hey, they might be better without Caitlyn. Hey, this team is showing that they can do. Hey, look at what they did. They built something that they could do where they could win without Caitlyn. Now they got both. They can win with Caitlyn or they can win without Caitlyn. And we're sitting there, and there was somebody's like, hey, pump the brakes. I don't like what I see here. A lot of you guys in the chat was like, hey, thumbs up. We get likes. Everybody get the lights up. We gotta get the lights up. Gotta get the lights up. Thumbs up. If you was one of the ones after they won 5 games, everybody's talking about, oh, they are contenders. Y'all remember when they won the Commissioner's Cup without Caitlyn? Everybody, thumbs up. Give me likes. Give me likes. If you was one of the ones like, pump the brakes. I see some problems here. I know my crew was. I know Ken, I know Get Up My Darling, I know VVS, I know my crew was like, hey, pump the brakes. We see something we don't like here. Something is wrong. When all the other Whitlock, they're better without Caitlyn and Ari McDonough. We like, man, are you crazy? They gonna get beat the brakes off them if they go in the playoffs without Caitlyn Clark. Thumbs up if you was one of the ones that was A. Calm down. Pump the brakes. They're not as good as you think they are. This team is flawed. They just won 5 games in a row. Listen, man. Hey, if something wrong, I'm telling y'all, pump them brakes. Pump the brakes. We had a smoke show, and I told you guys, I said, hey, man, remember I did the show, Caitlyn's all alone? And they was like, well, they just won. Remember I did part 2, Caitlyn's all alone. And that was like, those videos were after wins, ladies and gentlemen, not after losses. He says it, bro. Thank you, Bernard. I appreciate you so much. But real talk. Let's talk about that. I gotta put it on the chat. That's cool. I appreciate that so much. That's love. Can we keep it a buck? Those were after wins that I said, hey, Caitlyn's all alone. Won again. I said, hey, Caitlyn's all alone. Those were not at the losses. Those were after wins. If you don't believe it, go on my timeline, go on my YouTube page, go on my timeline, you'll see they're coming. You got one, Caitlyn's all alone. And I was asking questions like, man, it seems like they're favoring Kelsey Mitchell. Remember, because the rest of the Caitlyn haters were saying, oh, they better without Caitlyn. Ari McDonough. Jason Whitlock was talking about when Caitlyn come back, she should come off the bench. now he got the Caitlyn supporters on the show talking about, hey, yeah, blah, blah, blah. No, bro, we remember you saying that Caitlyn should come off the bench. We remember you saying that the team was worse without Caitlyn because Caitlyn was complaining about the officials too much. We remember that. sitting there saying, this team is not it. We was noticing that Kelsey Mitchell was doing interviews and not even saying Caitlin Clark's name. And said, we all got to stick together. When I look at Aaliyah and how she's playing and how Howard is playing and how Sophie and all them, we got to stick with Ari. We got to stick together. We got to make sure the ball pings from side to side, running the Miyagi-Do offense. And I kept trying to tell y'all, that joint's trash. I'm like, hey, man, listen. The thing about the motion offense is this. If you got a good half-court offense, a good high, the premise is based upon defense and keeping it low scoring. Then we started recognizing that they score less, about 5 to 6 points less without Caitlin than they do with Caitlin. They played at a 10% slower speed. They played at a much slower speed. Take that 10% out. They played at a much slower speed without Caitlin and pace without Caitlin than they do with Caitlin. I got love for both of them, Pope and Maurice. I got love for both of y'all. I like Whitlock. There's no hate. It ain't no hate. I'm just saying I remember what they were saying. Some of our CC people. I don't think Pope or Maurice said it. So it ain't them two because they've always stayed true to say this is what it is. They were trash. I know they have. KYT, love him. I'm a firm supporter. But I know Whitlock said it. Yeah. I know Jay Witt said it, and that's their boy. He said it. We got get up. Thank you so much. We got a super chat in the building. Super chat. I will let y'all read it. Sheba dog clapping his ass. But I'm telling you, it was those that were saying. Thank you for the super chat. All super chats are getting read live. One more time. Get up, my darling. Thank you so much, man. You're a great supporter of the show. We appreciate you. But we had so many people saying over and over again that this is the way they should play. Oh, they could play without. And we know some was roasting because they're not really Indiana fans or they're Caitlin haters. So a lot of them were saying, man, they were just saying that just to say something. But then it was some people, especially those who started saying, believing the hype of Indiana versus Caitlin Clark fans, they was trying to, perpetuate that beef because they couldn't perpetuate anything else or prove anything else. They tried saying that the Indiana fans was racist. That was a lie. They tried to say that, hey, they were hating people. That was a lie. And then they tried to say that Indiana fans and Caitlin Clark fans are at an impasse. That's a lie. The fanboys of Indiana, the only ones. No, we want the team to win. If you look at all the Caitlin Clark supporters, all of us are upset tonight. Caitlin didn't play. We're not happy. Because even if you are a Caitlin Clark supporter, not an Indiana Fever fan, you want to see Caitlin play in the playoffs. You want her team to be good. You hope the organization has her back and is building a future for her that is conducive of first an enjoyable environment and work environment where she is happy and she can reach her fullest potential on the court. And in order for a player to reach their full potential on the court, the court, the practice facilities, all those things have to be their places of refuge. I remember when Kobe Bryant was going through those rape allegations, right? And this is wait up. I remember Kobe Bryant going through rape allegations. Kobe Bryant got on national television and said, hey man, my place of solace and refuge is the court. The one place where I feel comfortable and I feel good is the court. And he had one of his best statistical seasons that year. The one place where Caitlin Clark needs to get away from all the noise is in that locker room and on the court. And what this organization has done was facilitated the opposite of everything. Because now she has to fight to play the style of basketball that she wants to play. Oh, she's being sport. No, she said this is where I excel at. This is how I excel to play at my best. Why are you trying to change that? Do you want me at my best? But you know what this organization said? We want Kelsey Mitchell at her best because we're paying her $250,000. Because she's the highest paid player in the WNBA this year. You know what they said? You know how we know this is what they said? And we're gonna hear it from Caitlin's mouth, just in case y'all think I'm playing around and I'm lying. We're gonna hear it from Caitlin's mouth in 1 second. Y'all know what she said? If y'all pay attention, I pay attention, right? And y'all pay attention too. I'm so glad I'm my fan. You know what? I don't have the largest. I ain't got 100,000 followers yet. They're coming. But I love my 2,000 faithful ones who are here every night. That's up with me at 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. That sit up here saying, "Man, yeah, I agree, Katie. Katie, I don't like that. What you said. Let me think about that or whatever." I appreciate y'all. Y'all make it conducive for me to be the best that I can be, and I don't count it lightly. But y'all know how we was on some BS that we should have caught from the get-go? Y'all know how? Because when Stephanie White got in the press conference and they asked her about Leah Boston and Kelsey Mitchell, she said, "Hey, we got to get Kelsey Mitchell the ball. Kelsey can shoot. Kelsey has a green light. She misses, she keep going. She can shoot. Right? That's what she said. But when it came to Aaliyah Boston, what did she say? Well, we want Aaliyah Boston to be more a facilitator. Huh? We feel like she could be more facilitator. We can facilitate the offense. Not the focal point, the facilitator. The focal point is Kelsey Mitchell. Oh, she runs downhill like a running back. Lady says it every broadcast. She said it again tonight. Runs downhill like a running back. She's Sonic, Sonic the Hedgehog. The way Kelsey runs, Sonic the Hedgehog. She got the hair and everything. We saw it when Kayla came back from her injury. We saw it when she was at Connecticut and she was hitting all the threes and she was getting the crowd up and going crazy. They came and grabbed her. We saw that when Stephanie White came and Hey. Come sit, Papa. Come sit, Papa. You get a little too erratic. Come sit. Come sit by me. But what we see is the organization is dedicated at this point in time. Is not dedicated towards Caitlin Clark, and she only makes $78,000 a year. They're not dedicated to Aaliyah Boston. She only makes $77,000 a year. They're dedicated. The hardest way. They're dedicated to $250,000. Kelsey Mitchell. Oh God, get up, my darling. Everybody else gets checked real quick. So much so, listen, she did Bibi. Hey. Come sit by me the whole game. But we got Kelsey A.I. Mitchell out there. Allen Iverson Mitchell. Y'all know when Allen Iverson played for the Sixers? Oh, man, he would go 6 for 26. 20 points. 10 rebounds. They lose. Or they win. Y'all know Allen Iverson. I got a take on Allen Iverson. I'm going to give it another. Y'all know Allen Iverson is one of the few players that none of the players really get on for not winning the championship. Like, they give Charles Barkley the hardest time. Like, Charles Barkley never won a championship. I got these rings. But Allen Iverson, they don't never say that to AI. AI ain't got no rings. But Kelsey, AI, that's what we have. I mean, listen, Stephanie White kind of looks like Larry Brown that year. Like, she got the little glasses. I think seriously, Stephanie White does drugs, though. That's just me. Allegedly. I got to say allegedly. That's just me, though. She might. Just a little bit. I don't know. I'm just joking. Allegedly. Speculatory only. Some of her coaching decisions be so erratic. You be like, dog, Stephanie, did you take a bump or something? what's wrong with you? You know what I'm saying? Like, God, oh. But Indiana has pivoted. Listen, guys, that was a joke. I was not being serious. I don't think Stephanie White's on drugs. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? But some of her coaching decisions and some of her rotations and everything, it's like very erratic. It doesn't have any symbolism of any type of consistency. KK might get 12, 13, 14, 15 minutes one game and not play the next. Bibby might get 20 minutes and not play the next. Only thing that's kind of consistent with the Indiana Fever now is Kelsey's going to get 20 shots. Even Aaliyah. And one night she might get 20 points, and the next night she get 5 to 6. Howard, there's no consistency. And she'll sit there and say, hey, man, we ain't got a point guard. Hey, the lineup's changed. Hey, we've been dealing with injury all year. She'll sit there and say all that and make all those excuses. But at the end of the day, you got to make it work. You got a team right now in the Valkyries where Osaka is making her team going, and they wasn't here last year. They wasn't even here last year. Natalie got that team playing great. And they wasn't even a team last year. They wasn't even in existence. And Nakasi got the team playing very well. And half her team left and went and played in the EuroLeague. And now, if I'm not mistaken, I think they're above Indiana. He said, Karen says to Tucson, you know what? Hey, Chrissy size. Oh, Lord Jesus. Hey, you know what? You know, sometimes as a coach, we gotta give coaches props. But sometimes as a coach, it's best to take your hand off. And let the team do what it does. The Fever with the young core team, the youngest core team, doing their thing. And but we want and listen, I know I got excited there, but we want the organization to ingratiate themselves with Caitlin Clark. Is that too much to ask? The star of the team, I know Kelsey makes the most money on the team, but the star of the team is Caitlin Clark. And one thing that KT says all the time on his KT, what he says on his show, what Maurice says on this show all the time, all the time. We just don't understand. I don't understand. I ain't gonna say that. What's up, One Stop, man? How you doing, brother? How you doing? This is what we're talking about, man. Like these guys, these young ladies are great. They're good players. Well, and let me say this: I'm not dissing Kelsey Mitchell. Kelsey Mitchell went out there and got her bag. No disrespect on that too. But what we were hoping was that these young ladies understand that Kelsey Mitchell's been with you for 7 years. It wasn't until CeCe got there that people even paid attention to. Y'all had Aaliyah Boston, that was a South Carolina #1 pick, and she came to Indiana, and people really still never paid attention to Indiana. The only reason this is going down is Caitlin Clark. Only reason. And what we want the league. We want not just the league. I understand the league should ingratiate themselves to Caitlin Clark. We all agree upon that, right? We all think that the league should be like, hey, we understand, hey, whatever you need, Caitlin, blah, 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 blah. But the league doesn't. At least you want the organization to. At least you want the organization. And what I believe happened. Oh, I know. I was gonna say. What Maurice says all the time. Maurice says this all the time. He even said it on the last day. And I'm still this Maurice. This is the one I'm stealing from. He used to say, "Hey man, he knew it was a problem." And he said something. When he said it, I gravitated to it, and I was like, interesting. He said, hey, I knew there was an issue when Natasha Howard got up and said, they asked her what her goal for the year was. She said to be the MVP. And then he said, so I don't even know if he recognized what he said. He said, hey, like that shouldn't even be her mentality. They had to make some promises. That means that the organization had to talk to Natasha and say, hey, come here, girl, you got a chance. What you want to do, man? You know, I'm getting older, but I would like to get another MVP in the championship. Oh, girl, come here. You got a chance to do it. Listen. Stephanie got an offense, man, that everybody's going to the ball will ping from side to side. It's going to ping around the court. Everybody's going to get a chance. Well, I mean, when they played, they played a lot of high. Well, last year they played a lot of high screen and roll and high pick, and Caitlin was ball dominant and stuff like that. No, that's not what we doing this year. No, Natasha, you got a chance. We gotta make that ball ping. It's the motion Miyagi-Do. It's gonna flow from side to side, and everybody's gonna touch the ball. You might actually have a chance to get that MVP. You know what? Where I signed up at? Right here. Kelsey. Hey, you know, I know y'all got Caitlin, and it's all about her and stuff like that. And, you know, I could just imagine this is what the conversations happening behind the door. You know, y'all got Caitlin and everything like that. I know. No, Kelsey. Listen. We just got Stephanie White as our coach. She gonna run that Miyagi-Do. Everybody, the ball's gonna ping from side to side. You gonna get your opportunities. Girl, it's about you. You're the focal point. Ping from side to side. Everybody gotta have the ball. Well, you know, Caitlin is one ball dominant as a point. No. I know. But listen, it's gonna be instances where Caitlin is ball dominant. When she's out the court, it's your game. We got the ping. We got to run the Miyagi-Do. Miyagi-Do motion offense. It flows for side. Everybody touches the ball. And we'll give you $250,000, making you the highest paid players in the WNBA. Oh, really? So you mean to tell me you're gonna run the offense through me? Yes, the offense is catered to you. And you gonna pay me $250,000? Yes, Kelsey, we gonna pay you $250,000. Come on. Matter of fact, we got Natasha Howard. We got some vets coming with you. So you guys can really get busy this year. Really? Yeah. $250,000. Highest paid player in the WNBA. And the offense that caters to you. Word. Lynn, they gotta be playing, Lynn. No. Amber gotta be lying to me. Christoph, Amber gotta be, no, it's not, listen, just sign the papers. $250,000 this year? $250,000. And we can renegotiate that shit because it's a collective bargaining agreement. Sign right here. It's gonna all work out. Don't worry about it. We'll talk to Caitlin. Don't worry about it. We got Stephanie. All right, that sounds. Oh, God. Aaliyah! What's up, Aaliyah? Hey, what's up, guys? What you want? What you want? Listen, we're just trying to make sure that they don't blow up the young core of this team, the monotony of this team. We're able to stick together, and we build on what we're building on now. And we can listen. We got that. We got that. Listen, Aaliyah, we want you to be Jokic. Jokic? Yeah. But you know, Caitlin is ball dominant. No, don't worry about that. We want you to bring the ball off the court. You don't get to bring the ball up. You get to initiate the offense. You know, we just got Stephanie White. And she's going to do that Miyagi-Do motion offense. Where the ball pings from side to side. And you get the ball and you back, react. This is going to be your biggest share. But you know what? We was real successful the way we was running the high screen. No, don't worry about that. We want to steal your game past the 3-point line. Just sign. It's going to be okay. Plus, we already got you signed. You ain't got to sign. You on the contract for the next 2 years. Y'all sure? Yes, trust us. Trust us. We're going to bring in Howard. She going to spill you when you get tired. We got some veteran leadership. Oh. This is what they was kicking them. This is what the organization was spitting. Instead of keeping it real, it'd be like, hey, listen, it's Caitlin's team. Can you rock with it or you can't rock with it? If you can't rock with it, there's the door. If you can rock with it, jump on. We're gonna win the championship. Not only are we gonna win the championship, we're gonna keep the young core together and we're gonna win a dynasty. Matter of fact, we brought in this coach that runs 7-second space and pace offense that implements the high screening roll with you. And you still can extend your game with a high pick and roll. You can either fade or you get roll to the basket. But we're catering this offense around Caitlin, who's a trend. What they should have did was use Caitlin Clark as the doggone selling piece. But that's not what they did. They used the fact that, hey, Stephanie White was the selling piece. That's what they did. The Ocean offense was the selling piece. Every time they have an interview, they ask about the offense. What they say? Well, we just got to make sure the ball rotates from side to side, pings from side to side, get everybody involved. And if we all sit together and run the offense the same way, we can all do what we can do. No, that's not how y'all gonna win. Y'all might win a couple of games. The Commissioner's Cup is nice. You got more money? Hey, cool. I'm all for it. Dope. But hey, man, Sabrina and Nescu with all them, they say, hey, we want to win the real championship. And they're going to fix that next year. Trust me. Next year, the world champions next year will make more than the Commissioner Cup championship. Or either be equal. They might fix it this year. The problem is this, and this is the issue. And you're right, Karen. You're right, Seagazer. The issue is this: the ball, and even the ping side to side, the ball stops at Kelsey. Especially in the clutch. And if you listen to Caitlin talk, and that's why I keep telling y'all, you're right. Seagazer, you're so right. Mitchell shot 6 of 19, 14 points, 9 assists. That should show you, Kelsey. That's why I said the organization's pitch should have been, hey, man, you get to play with Caitlin Clark. So what she did for your career last year? She's going to be bigger, stronger, faster. And you get to have that fan base behind you. Now, we know it's a little pressure when you lose, but when you win, there's no greater place to be than Indiana. And did I mention that you get to play with Caitlin Clark? Who's going to make the whole game easier for you? See, now she's at the top of the scouting report. I told you. Somebody tried to tell y'all that. I said, hey, it's a better time before these teams start being like, you know what? Let's guard Kelsey Mitchell. And let's be honest. Y'all want to see her talk noise. Citron outplayed Kelsey Mitchell all over the court tonight. Citron guarded Kelsey Mitchell and still went up for 21 points, including 2 dagger threes. While Kelsey was missing layups under the basket. No, listen, get up, my daughter. They told Kelsey Mitchell she had the green light. The team is about her. Everybody else shoots. Listen, I'll be making jokes about it, and I do be having fun. But if you shoot more than you should, hey. Stephanie White, hey, come. Sit by me. Look, sit by me. That's what she does. This offense does not fit Caitlin. And if you watch the Sue Bird interview, Caitlin is very calculated. Very calculated. Caitlin is very calculated. This is what Caitlin says in the Sue Bird interview. Yes, sir. Coming up last week. Run the footage.
So you choose Iowa. What is it about like Lisa Bluter, her staff, that allowed you to like flourish?
Yeah, I think so. I first got there during COVID, and that whole year is a little blurry to me just because it was just so different and so weird. But I think like just her belief in me from day one when I stepped on campus, like she gave me the keys to, the offense, really the program, and like always had a constant belief in, what I could do and what I could help us achieve. And I remember like some of my first summer practices, like I played pretty well. And there was like, there's the classic like golf outing, like and at the time we didn't have to go, but my dad was playing and it was like a fundraiser for our foreign trip. And Coach Bluter had gone up to my dad and was like, Caitlin's doing so well. And I was like, so proud to hear that. Like when my dad told me, I'm like, obviously I knew that. But I think it was just like her belief in me more than anything.
Matters.
And to be honest, like when I first committed to Iowa, like I said from day one that I wanted to take them to a Final Four. And like a lot of people were just like, that would never happen. Like a lot of people that were really close to me, and a lot of people that I trusted like in my life, like they never believed that I could help them achieve to where we ended up getting, other than really Coach Bluter. So I'm really thankful for her. And, obviously it evolved over the course of 4 years. Like it was.
She stayed for because she believed in her. She believed. She believed in her. I want y'all to hear one more. This is what Caitlyn won the Woman of the Year. I want y'all to hear one more. Then we're gonna close it down and go to the chats. All right? I want y'all to hear one more. Once I can get right. I'm running this by myself tonight, y'all. All right, here we go. I want y'all to hear. This is what she said she learned. The question was, what did you learn from college? What did you learn from being in college?
Gosh, there's been a lot of them. Honestly, like, I think Coach Bluter kind of just has always preached throughout my career is like, first of all, be where your feet are. Don't ever let any moment slip you by. This life that I get to live, I'm very grateful for. No matter the highs and lows, there's so many people that would really want to be in my shoes or be in any of us shoes as athletes. So I think just being grateful for it. But also, like, pressure is a privilege. I know there's a lot of pressure on my shoulders, and I'm very grateful for that. And I think it's something you can rise to the occasion and just embrace. So I'd probably say those two things.
Pressure
Your WNBA career is off and
a privilege. Pressure's a privilege. Pressure's a privilege. That's crazy. I'll make a t-shirt saying that. Pressure's a privilege. You better get your t-shirts here. We got that in the Cobra Cat t-shirts coming. We manufactured them as they go. But the pressure is a privilege. It's what Lisa Booter was telling Caitlin Clark. Not to calm down, not to, hey, acquiesce. But she was telling her, strike fast, that hard, no mercy. Cobra Cat. And now you're with a coach that said, no. Caitlin said, hey, I shoot a couple of threes and I'm feeling it. Hey, calm down. Hey, you need to recognize the shot clock at the moments of the game. Yeah, she's right, but come on. I'm feeling it, baby. And this is what the organization is not doing. They're not instilling the confidence that they need. That's why we're hearing rumors. That's why there are rumors going out. There's allegations going that Caitlin is not using the medical team of the Indiana Fever. She's went and got her own specialist that she's working with. Because she doesn't have supreme confidence in them because they don't show that they have supreme confidence in her. And what they did was, instead of leaning into the young core, they abandoned the young core. Instead of leaning into development, the front office pivoted into a fast win now mindset. They brought in the veterans, the one-on-oner, Hall of Famer, Natasha Howard, champion, Sophie Cunningham, Sid Cosin, Breonna Turner. And what ended up happening was they killed the pace. Young teams thrive off of tempo and energy. And we even talked about, when we talked about the Cobra K, we talked about the fact that Caitlin shoots better early in the shot clock than she does at the end. Last year, the pace, they pushed that pace 85 to the tune of over 85 points per game in 2024. That was third in the WNBA. Now, in 2025, their pace is slow while they rely more on a half-court Miyagi-Do offense. And before Caitlin really got hurt, when she came in, we still was wondering, like, what's going on, why she's not playing Caitlin as much. Meanwhile, when you look at the Mystics with actual youth, they're the one that's out there running that 8 seconds or less system. This organization's mismanagement of Caitlin Clark is ridiculous. They haven't surrounded her with young athletic wings or shooters who complement her style. They got Kelsey. They got Lexi. They don't even want to play Lexi. They was not even starting Lexi when Caitlin was playing. They were starting Sophie. And Sophie's playing well. Remember they had Howard bringing the ball. And everybody thought Howard was selling because he wouldn't even pass Caitlin the ball. And Caitlin had to go off on Stephanie at the halftime. They had to go off and be like, hey, man, give me the doggone ball. I got to get in rhythm. They haven't surrounded Caitlin with it. Other than they got Kelsey. But who else other than Kelsey and Aaliyah have they surrounded Caitlin that speed? Lexi, they don't even want to play Lexi. They've been yo-yoing Lexi all season. Instead, they loaded it up with bigs and older vets, clogging the offense, forcing Clark to play off ball. But look at what the Mystics are doing tonight. They embrace being young. Guess who had the big games tonight? They ran the offense through Citron. They ran the offense through Irvin. They're rookie all-stars. And they traded Slim. And the result was you had the rookies outplaying the veterans, which we kind of it's crazy because we kind of foretold this. We kind of, did a little foretelling with this last night when we showed the video of Irfim slamming down Sophie Cunningham when we were talking about Sophie Cunningham. Was it the people got mad at me for that. I got messages about, what do you mean Sophie Cunningham isn't the enforcer? I'm like, no, Sophie Cunningham's not the enforcer. She's the leader of the team, but she's not the enforcer of the team. She's that calming presence and that vocal leader that they need, but she's not the enforcer. But I showed you last night, it was Irfim that threw Sophie to the ground. And you had the rookies tonight, 88-84, outplaying the veteran fever. We seen young legs prevail. Now, listen, you're right, C. Gazer, but we're seeing young legs prevail not just in the WNBA, but we're seeing young legs prevail in the NBA, OKC. Right? In the NFL, the Eagles. Even in Major League Baseball. Tennis. And what teams are realizing, it's a different way to win have a dynasty. You draft well and you allow your draft picks to grow together. And you keep putting younger parts with those draft picks. As they mature together. And what happens is, majority of the time, it becomes a camaraderie because they all came in together, they all matured together, and they won together. Now they want to stay there. And you might get a discount because they like, hey, man, Aaliyah, me and Caitlin grew this together, man. I have an interest in it. I have an invested interest in it. And I think that's what's important because a lot of people won't recognize the Mystics are building for the future. Now the Fever are stuck in the twilight zone right now. They're too old to grow, too young to truly win. You know what to do. That's the mistake they made. Paul 136, championship team CC, Page. Hey, I can't say that, Paul. Paul said the agenda. But y'all knew the agenda was going to be there. Y'all knew the LGBTQ plus agenda was going to be there because Stephanie White is a part of the agenda. Y'all knew the agenda was going to be there. Getting players that fit a dynamic that fit Caitlin's playing style. I know a lot of people talking about the lifestyle. Man, can't even get to the lifestyle yet. Can we just get her to fit her playing style? You know, people worry about, well, all they did is that. No, I just want her to fit a playing style right now. Y'all already at the lifestyle. The Fever used to be a young Lions of the WNBA, but their organization traded the crown for quick wins. Now the Mystics, the youngest team in the league, look like the squad with the future. Indiana looks totally lost, like they lost their identity. And that's not on injury. That's not on Caitlin. That's strictly on the front office, including the coach. The Mystics, in my closing, what the Fever used to be. Young, fast, hungry, and building the future. The Fever front office, as currently constructed, is throwing away their identity in a rush to win now. And they're doing it wrong because what they're doing is they're relying on past, how they did it in the past. And they say, this is the way we used to build it in the future. And it's, you know, I'm having this conversation with a bunch of musicians now, right? And we're talking about how things have changed and learning in the school system, right? Now we have to, I was telling some brothers the other day, I said, listen, man, now we have to teach AI in the school system. AI wasn't here, it was here, but AI wasn't prevalent in 2020. 2018. Times is changing. You can't sit there and dwell on the BlackBerry when the iPhone dropped. I'm so mad at Apple right now. Let me tell you, and this is totally different. I'm gonna make a video of this on my second page. If y'all go to KDJ World, that's my music and technology YouTube page, right? On KDJ, I'm making a video now that's talking about the fact that, hey, Apple, when Apple came into the game, they were transcendent. They was changing the game. They was changing the model, but some kind of way they started getting very lazy, right? They were innovating. They were the innovators. They were innovating technology, right? Now, I just bought, literally because I had to get more for the show, I just bought a new Apple computer. Now, I bought an Apple computer. I bought another MacBook Pro and, a MacBook Air loaded. Right? My wife went and bought a Samsung, what's a Galaxy Pro 5, right? So my wife bought a Galaxy Pro. I bought the Same thing I've been using for the last 2010. So you're talking, I know some of y'all know, for the last 15 years, right? And the form factor and everything still kind of looks the same from when I bought my first, or when I had my first MacBook. It's just smaller and thinner, but it's still basically the same chassis, the same setup that it was in all the way 10 years ago. King, what did you got to do? This ain't a tech show. It's not. I'm going to watch how we put this together. But my issue is when I looked over at the Sony, I said, dog, the Sony was twisted and it was going off, folding back, and you could turn the screen around and it turned to a tablet, and you could sit there, and then it came with a Sony pencil, and you could write on it, and you could sit up there, you could hold it like this as a tablet, or you could fold it back this way, and it's back as a laptop. I was like, yo. And he looked at me, she said, hey, but you got your back, right? And I was mad. I want my laptop to do that. And the crazy thing was, it cost half of what my Mac cost. It only cost half of what my Mac cost. I don't get twisted. The inner workings of my Mac, of course, the M chip is faster than the Intel Core i9, but it ain't like it's. But the new technology in it was like, yo. The innovation. And you know what I said for the first time? I said, you know what? I'm thinking about going back to Windows. She said, what? I said, yeah. I want my tablet to turn. I want mine to turn back to a tablet. I want my laptop. I want to be a touchscreen. I'm sitting there touching my computer, trying to scroll up like, oh, I ain't got a touchscreen. It's a Mac. And I asked, I said, why in 2025 doesn't a Mac have a touchscreen? She said they do. It's called an iPad. I was like, that's just being greedy. Then I saw the highway, the computer now, they got this 18 inches straight up. You turn on, now this and that. And I thought about it. I said, oh, okay. They have gotten in their zone and they're used to this. And this is how they know, this is the only way they know how to win. And what's happening is they're not understanding that the times are changing. And y'all might want to change these form factors of these computers. Because people like me are getting tired of saying, man, you know what? I want something new. I want to see something fresh. I want to experience something different. That's the same quality that can still get me W's. And that's where we are with Indiana. The front office is still making, they're still thinking that we're making, boy, I'm going to show my age here. They still think I'm going to show my age here. They still thinking we're making Blackberries. But now we got laptops that turn into tablets. Now we got teams that are saying, hey, man, the way that we're building teams is different. The way we build championships is different. But y'all brought in these old heads, and the old heads don't have foresight to see what the future is. Y'all brought in the coach that's set in the ways that she hasn't adapted to say, okay, this is the future. She went back and bought the same thing because that's what she's used to. That's what she's familiar with. Cross off and Cox and all and done. That's what they're familiar with. They went and got something they were familiar with rather than say, all right, listen, we got this new young player. Let's get a new young hot coach to coach this new young player that has some new ideas, and let's get a new roster to put around her, and let's let them go out there and let's do something new and have some fun. Doing the same thing over and over and expecting the different results is insanity. Indiana traded the future for the past. And last night, well, y'all with me at 3 o'clock in the morning. I appreciate each and every last one of you guys. Thank you so much. You don't mind hitting that like and subscribe. I thank you if you haven't done. And last night, Washington showed them what the future really looks like. Teams are beating Indiana, running them off the court. They're outscoring them. They're outscoring them. But you went out and got a defensive coach. But when you play New York, New York's going to beat the brakes off of you. When you play the Phoenix win tonight, you play Phoenix, they're going to run you off the court. You play Atlanta, Atlanta's going to play tough defense. Atlanta plays tough defense. But y'all notice Atlanta switched when they players start getting hurt. Griner got hurt and all that. Atlanta started running. They brought Don Tillman in, and them jokers out there running. They out there putting up points. Oh, they got beat by the Aces. The Aces coming through. Agent Wilson is putting the Aces on their back right now. 30-16 for Asia tonight. Jackie on 17-75. Chelsea Gray had a good. Oh, that's what they want. Chelsea Gray actually showed up tonight. The big four, the four Olympians had double figures off of the for the Aces tonight. 30 for Asia, Jackie 17, 16 for Chelsea, and Joel Lloyd with 10. Mercury, Satu Sabali went for 26, 4 and 5. Alyssa Thomas 15, 9 and 6. Kalia Cooper 15, 2 and 3. And DeWanna Bonner 12 points. You're gonna have to beat these teams out outscoring them. You gotta outscore. And now we're stuck in a situation. Let's be honest. If FIFA don't win this year, it's gonna be chaotic at the end of the year. Like, we don't know what's going on. A lot of these players are signing 1-year contracts, so it's gonna probably be a whole new team come next year. It's probably gonna be a newer team next year because a lot of these players are signed to 1-year contracts. Except for Caitlin and Aaliyah. I mean, those are the only two that's not. Let's see who's gonna be on the contract for FIBA after this year. Let's see. On the contract next year, it would be. All right, Aaliyah Boston signed through 26. The young guns are the ones the only ones that's still on contract. The young guns. Only ones that's still on the contract are all the young guns. They have their core for next year. And they need to add young, exciting players with them, with maybe I'll retire Sophie Cunningham. Think about this now. Listen, and that's why I don't understand this either, too. You don't even have commitment from those players past this year. The only people that's left, they got Aaliyah Boston to sign through 2026. Caitlin Clark to sign through 2027. Michaela Thompson to sign through 2028. So you got KK, CC, AB, and Lexi, who's a restricted free agent. All right? So AB, CC, KK, and Lexi. And then Bibi's also signed through 2026. Chloe B. So they got the young core that's going to be there next year. Now the contracts of Kelsey Mitchell, Natasha Howard, Sophie Cunningham, Damaris Dantes, Sydney Colson, Brianna Turner, Iron McDonough expires at the end of the 25 season, making them unrestricted free agents. The Fever will have significant salary cap next year, several open roster spots, and potentially sign free agents in 2026. Especially with the expected increase in salary cap because of the new collective bargaining agreement, which also includes the new television rights. Could lead to players to sign one-year deals in 2025, re-entering free agents in 2026. That's what happened. So next year's status, I just don't understand what they're doing. I agree, Paul. If CC leaves, this would be something that Indiana will feel. Listen, the fan base of Indiana will have a fit. Those are good people in Indiana, but they would have a, listen to me now. If Caitlin Clark leaves Indiana, oh man, you might as well shut it down. I'm gonna be honest. Caitlin Clark leaves Indiana, that's gonna affect the Pacers and the Fever. Indiana better finish this out very quickly. Very quickly. They don't have long. This season ends in a couple of months. They got it December. They got to figure out what they're going to do very quickly. They're going to have to make some really big decisions very quickly. The last thing you want is Caitlin pulling LeBron. You know her and LeBron real close. Caitlin be like, hey, I'm taking my... Caitlin come out there and say, hey, man, I'm taking my talents to South Beach. You know what I'm saying? You know, are they getting the Miami expansion team? Yep, they're considered Miami for expansion team, reviving the Miami soul. Last thing they won was Caitlin Clark saying, "Hey, I'm taking my talent to South Beach." In a couple of years, that would be iconic though. I can't hate. That would be iconic if she did. They're gonna have to figure it out real quick. But what happened is, the Washington Mystics tonight. Howard would be gone. Colson would be gone. Oh yeah, Colson's out. Colson's gone. Colson may have to retire. That was a nasty injury she took. She's up in age, so Colson, it might be over for Colson. Colson would be a great coach. I think Colson also has a career in acting. Also, so I think her future is bright. She has the personality that she can do something great outside of basketball, or she could coach if she wanted to coach. Howard, I think Howard's going to want to play more. I think she enjoys playing the game, so I think she's going to want to play past this year. Cunningham, I probably would resign Cunningham. I think Cunningham really likes Indiana. Indiana loves Cunningham too. I think they should resign Cunningham. She's had one of her best seasons of her career this year. So yeah, definitely, I would definitely try to resign Sophie. I think this is going to be interesting. I think at the end of the day, and I think what Caitlin is doing is Caitlin is sitting there and watching. She's into the game and she's rooting for her team, but Caitlin is showing, she's telling y'all, we showed the clips earlier today, she's telling y'all, hey, paying attention. And I haven't forgotten where I used to have. We ain't forgot it either, Caitlin. We with you, baby. Indiana, Y'all still got time to get this thing together, right? We ain't lost hope. I know it sounds real grim tonight. We ain't lost hope. It just has to be some changes. And that's from the top down. That's definitely from the top down. Thank you guys so much. Thank you to each one of you. Seagazer, Paul, 136. To each one of you. Get up, my darling. Man, I appreciate you guys so much. Karen, thank you guys. Thank you guys. Just going through some of the chat. To all those on X that's watching, we appreciate you too. Lance, One Stop. What's up, One? To all you guys, man, much love, much respect. VVS, my moderator. Ella, my baby. Marisol, what's going on? Andy A, what's up? I appreciate each and every one of you. Mark, thank you so much for joining me again. August Bass, how you doing? August at Fire Coach Bass. She got to the end of the year to prove something. What do you guys think? Let me know. Do y'all think they have an opportunity to win a championship? I hope so. We'll see. I love you guys. Thank you guys so much. Y'all make this fun, man. Y'all changing my life. Y'all making dreams come true. And I get to talk about something that I'm very passionate about. Sports. Caitlin and Clark, the Fever. We'll talk about some football coming up. Love you guys. It's your boy, King Joe. Go for your goals. Always go for your goals. Don't ever stop going for your goals. I believe in you. You know why? Success is going to look fantastic on you. That's YouTube. Indiana Fever. Everyone. Love you guys. Good night. Yeah, have a great night.
The King Joe Sports Show, where sports and truth collide. Thanks for watching the King Joe Sports Show. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and go for your goals now, because success looks good on you.
Love you, Paul. Thank you. Get up, my darling. Thank you, Sean Gazer.